0 weeks, minus 5 weeks to Madiera. This is the Madiera montage. Unfortunately, all of my video footage from Madiera has been lost in a damaged phone, and I had several videos which were all backed up and ready to upload that I was struggling to upload through YouTube. It was taking a long time to upload, so then I would go away and I'd come back and it hadn't uploaded, and I was going round in circles, and essentially the entire diary for that period has all been backlogged and not backed up, despite having bought some recent new cloud storage as well. So really quite frustrating. If I find some of that later, I will upload it, but the best I'll do is this update, followed by a montage of some photos that a friend took. So yeah, really good end to the season in Madiera. Everything led up to Madiera. That was the goal. It was a very good goal to go for, to compete in Madiera. It was quite a vague goal to just be at my best performance, to break new ground, set new personal bests, and the fact that it was overseas, the fact that it was an international competition, all the buzz that came from that was exactly what I needed in this first year of training back in athletics. And obviously the high of the Eastern Counties bronze medal was great, and it was good to finish on home soil with that. But it's just, decathlon's such an unforgiving sport that you actually need to just take whatever wins you can get, and I certainly did that in Madiera. So how did it all go? Went over a couple of days beforehand, got well rested, got in the zone, didn't have a lot of training in my body, as you all know, with the injuries, but I was in quite good technical form and I was technically fit enough to compete, and that's more than enough. So how did we do? So first day, ran a 12 flat, or almost 12 flat, 100 metres, which was a season's best, which is really good to get that in. Then long jump, we got an easy PB of 5:55 metres. Just got one good jump, but it all came together and easily got beyond the 5.5 metre mark. So that was good. That was well beyond the Masters merit standard, and that was, again, in terms of the Athletics England PB awards, that was up in the second level already. Then we had shot, which wasn't great. I think it was about 980, so just below my personal best, but not too far below. Didn't get the 10 metres that I was really looking for. Didn't quite connect. The last shot actually went out the back of the shot zone before it landed, which was a disqualification because it was an uncontrolled throw. And I think that one was the longest one, but that was a new rule for me that I didn't know. Then high jump, almost PB'd. So I got an equal season's best, an equal personal best outdoors of 1:59, but just off that 1:60 indoors, right at the very back of the season. The very first high jump, I jumped my highest of the whole year. Bizarre. But then I went up 2 heights to try and get a big PB and didn't quite make it. But otherwise good performance. And then last day in the last event of the first day, I did well in the 400 metres. Obviously it was a season's best, not a personal best, having previously run like 55 seconds in the 400 metres, but I came in there with a nice 57:43. So yeah, nice good PB. It's a season's best there. That was great. Good solid finish to the first day. The New Balance spikes finally came through just before I left, so I ended up having to buy 3 pairs of spikes. They sent them to the wrong address. It took me ages to get the refunds. I had to send different ones back. But yeah, they came through. They were worth the investment. So then the next day we had the 110 hurdles. So yeah, got really caught out where they said on the second day that my voucher for the poles that I'd bought wasn't valid or something like that. There was a technicality with my voucher for poles, and they said that they wouldn't allow me to run until I'd provided this. This was something I bought the day before, but I'd handed in the day before when I went to practice, and it turns out there was separate vouchers for the two of them, which just, yeah, it was just technically, actually, I had missed some technicality there, but they hadn't communicated well the day before that was. Anyway, long story short, I ended up having to run under protest on the first event, which was then later kind of rescinded, and there was like, obviously later said that was fine, but yeah, just these aspects of championship management that that I'll be much more aware of for the future. Yeah, really come into play, and I think that was one of the reasons I wanted to get 2 decathlons in before Madiera, just to be able to deal with these things. There's a few different things going on across the championships as a whole that people weren't really happy about that were mismanaged, but we managed to do well in the 110 hurdles. We came in with 18.18, so that would have been a season's best, but obviously this was a lower height of the hurdles, so I found that much easier. Next, we had the discus, so I managed to get, I think, just close to a season's best with the disc, so that was the 24.55, so it was just a personal best by 2 centimetres. And then we had the pole vault, so pole vault was, yeah, heartbreak. I didn't manage to get didn't manage to get a height on the pole vault. There were some contributing factors. I didn't think I had my stands at the right setting, and I had to wait a long time to get a pole that I was sharing with someone else to do the practice runs, but then I was the first up, so I was doing my practice runs right at the end, and then I was immediately first up, so like several vaults under pressure, and obviously then you're being counted down. I realised by the third one that the stands weren't at the right setting, and I asked to change it, but they said it was out of time, and I did 3 no lights. And at that point I thought I was out of the competition. I recorded a video to say, yeah, I'm just gutted, because I thought the rules meant that I was completely removed from the decathlon. There's just a bunch of little tiny technical things here that, yeah, it's hard to know, but as long as you attempt, as long as you actually attempt each event, then you can get no points for that, but you're not disqualified from the rest. Now there's other aspects where if you touch a hurdle with your hands, you're disqualified from the whole event. So that meant I wasn't disqualified from the decathlon. I just got no points for that, but I was still going to easily personal best with all the other events combined, with the other 90% of the performances. So then we went on to the javelin, where again did pretty well. Javelin throw was 25.79, so another personal best, going past the mark in Peter of 25.09. So it's not great javelin throwing, but it was good to at least personal best on that. And then last of all, 1500, personal best in that again. So personal best in the long jump, personal best in the javelin, personal best in the discus, personal best in the 1500, season's best in the sprints that I've done before, which was good to see, and an equal personal best potentially in the high jump or there or thereabouts. So not bad innings, so much good crack, really good camaraderie among the decathletes. Just a great experience to go there and to experience that sort of championship environment. Yeah, gave me a real boost. Came in overall at 4,227 points, and that was good enough for 7th place. So out of a medal by a good chunk. And yeah, if I'd managed to get in with the pole vault at like a basic height, then I would have got over 4,500 points, which was my goal. So definitely some disappointment there not to make that, and definitely some disappointment for the year, because that's a Masters Decathlon. It only comes up, it doesn't come up in my Power of 10, for instance. But it tells me where I'm at. If I'd just come in at a kind of a lower height for the pole vault, I could have got the 4,500 points. So I kind of know that was at least where I am. And that was with injury as well. So I'm now considering myself roughly a 4,500 decathlete on a good day. And then I'm looking to push for the 5,000 points. So I will include some photos at the end of this and a bit of a montage to essentially give a bit of a flavour of what that was like. And yeah, in the Headspace Sports analysis meditations, they say that the way that you look at your performance a couple of months down the line is much different to at the time, and that's very true. And that's not just a case of, I can now find the positives that I couldn't have found at the time. At the time, there was so many positives, and I was having a great time. But yeah, some of that for me right now has been able to say, actually, I move forward whenever I'm putting the hours in, putting the sessions in, and you can see that link between effort and reward, and that's something that's definitely come out with the training at the moment. Is that I'm getting that, like the high jump. I did some really intensive high jump sessions with Grant in the early part of the year, and then came out and did quite well in the indoors. So that was Ribeira Brava, the location in Madeira in Portugal. Thanks for joining on the journey, and I will be back with my journey for the next year for goals towards becoming a national level decathlete. And just overall on the journey, I think this idea of unfinished business from growing up is really, really good, and I think this is really good for emotional and spiritual and emotional health. Emotional, said twice. Mental health is if you have pain from previous things that have been lost, how to redeem that. And it's a kind of a philosophical or religious point. The idea, can the past be changed? And a psychologist that I was listening to in his book was saying that it's actually as if it is. When you do recover some of that previous function, it's almost like it changes the past. It puts the past in a whole different category, because the past isn't objective. It's subjective, depending on how things are in the present. Was it all worthy strive towards something good, or was it all was it futility? And that's what I've experienced with athletics, where there can be some really tough things that happen, but if actually they come good in the end, then they can be part of this beautiful journey. And that's not like just creating false positives where there are none and just try to put a brave face on it. That's redemption, really. That's that word really captures this journey for me. So yeah, I'll catch you soon, and here's some videos, some photos rather.